All right, Backseat Bets. It's Steve Letart's favorite time of the show. It's presented by BetMGM. I say it's his favorite, but he's not very good at it. Neither am I. Myself and Mamba, Nate, we will rack up your score after this, but myself and Mamba are 2 for 7 or 8. I think it's 2 for 7, so not much better. But Steve did say he would buy coffee. He didn't say that. He said the loser would buy coffee, but
it's awful.
Those who wear the crown, it's the heaviest.
Hey, listen, I'll own it. I'll own it. Matter of fact, I have my picks, and I've circled them, and I'm looking down here, not even sure they're the right ones. So this could be a game time decision.
All right, well, as we all know, this is head-to-head. This is not who we think is going to win the race. It is just who we think is going to beat out the head-to-head matchup. So, Nate, let's start with you on this one. Alex Bowman in the 48 coming off that momentum in Las Vegas, or Christopher Bell in the 20 who just won the pole last week?
I'll take Alex Bowman because I do think that momentum is a thing in motorsports, and it seems like he's going up. Christopher Bell, even though he won the pole, he didn't have a great Vegas race, so he's going the other way.
I'll take Christopher Bell over Alex Bowman. When you look back at stats, to steal some of Nate Ryan's stats, when Alex Bowman wins, the races on either side of his win sometimes can get a little, I don't want to call it lackluster, but not the shining moment of the win he had a week ago.
Yep.
I expect a good week. I expect both of these guys to run inside the top 10. So to win this head-to-head, you're not going to do it with the 17th. You're going to have to be up in the front of the race, but I'm going to give it to Christopher Bell.
All right. I agree with Nate. Momentum is the thing. I'm going with Alex Bowman in the 48, the hometown kid in Arizona. Next up, man, oh man, this matchup. Kevin Harvick versus Brad Keselowski. Steve?
I'm taking Harvick only because I think RFK and Brad Keselowski are still on a big, steep learning curve. They did good in Daytona. I don't want to say it's rocky. I know what they're trying to accomplish. It's a lot to turn an organization back in the direction you hope to go. For that reason, I think Kevin Harvick,
I'll say Rocky. I think Roush Fenway Keselowski's struggles have been the surprise of the season. Yeah, doesn't it? RFK Racing. And I think now we look back at Daytona and we saw Brad Keselowski maybe drove with the desperation of someone who knew he wasn't going to get a chance to win very often this year. And I think Fontana and Vegas have shown that. So this is an easy pick for me, sadly, for Keselowski. I'll go with Harvick.
Do we all three have Harvick?
We do.
Uh-oh.
Take Brad.
Take Brad.
Looking at our stats. Goodness. We are bad at this.
Next up are the two teammates from Joe Gibbs Racing. Both showed a lot of speed at Vegas, but is it coming down to Denny Hamlin or the 19 of Martin Truex Jr., Nate?
I'm all in on Truex, cruelly, throughout this program. So he's still my pick. Leading over 100 laps, maybe winning the race.
Okay.
I have Truex as well. I almost thought Hamlin, uncanny mistake. Basically, according to the radio, I guess he downshifted instead of upshifted, which it's a long story, but I can see how it can happen. So I almost leaned Hamlin like he was going to have bounce back. But I think Truex, he's driving with a determination that's there and it's real. So I think Truex is going to be hard to beat in Phoenix.
All right. 3 for the 19, which you know what that means? Denny Hamlin will probably win the race.
No, this is our breakout week. Yeah. This is the breakout week.
I feel like I should say here, I'm 6 for 8 on matchups this year in the last 2 races. You have to take my word for it.
Well, then I'm cheating off Nate's paper.
On the NASCAR.com fantasy game, I'm 6 for 8 this year.
I looked at the wrong paper over here. All right, this last matchup here for the backseat bets, we have the 10 of Aric Almirola. We've talked about the consistency so far this season, and then the surprise. I don't know if any of us could have seen maybe the speed that they've had the last at least 2 weeks. The 1 of Ross Chastain, Nate.
I'll take Aric Almirola again because I think he's just showing that he's leveraging that veteran mindset right now. I think to Steve's point about the way Bowman has kind of been hit or miss. I think we saw that with Trackhouse with Suarez week to week, and I think we could see that with Chastain.
I'm taking Chastain purely from the interview post-race where he was not talking about his car, his team, the weather, the city, didn't make excuses. He purely put it on himself and growing as a race car driver and his mentality and his approach and his mental fortitude of get through a long race. Phoenix isn't a long race, but I think that also happens week to week. And I think if he saw the fruits of his labor a week ago, if they can give him a reasonably good car to drive, then I think he's going to outrun Aric Almirola. Plus, it's like roulette. I mean, Eric's been in the top 10 3 weeks in a row. How can he,
Hey, just keep Dolly Parton on his car, and he will find victory lane eventually. I am also on Team Nate for this one. I'm going with the 10 of Aric Almirola. Hard to beat consistency. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel for more clips, highlights, and full-length episodes. Also, check out NASCAR.com to stay up to date with all the latest news.